Okay, hello for the last time today. AP, ooh, wrong class, ACE, general paper. Now we're going to look at the final paragraph, the conclusion, and very important, well, not very important, but something, oh, I should share my screen first because you can't see what I'm talking about. Same essay we were looking at before. Again, remember, electoral college is no longer effective. Popular vote is what we should be going with. That was the claim of this author. And so we move into their conclusion. Just something to note, their conclusion is very small. It's short, it's sweet, it's the point. They spend a lot of their time building their argument and putting in their evidence and elaborating. And so they don't need a long conclusion, and nor do you. It can be a few sentences. So they start with change needs to happen, and it has to be soon. Has to soon. It's a little weird wording, but it makes sense still. They're linking us back now to their overall claim. Remember, we currently as a system use the electoral college. So their argument is to move to the popular vote, which means we're changing the system. So linking us back to that change needs to happen and it has to soon. If not, a poor president could be elected, and then who knows what bad things could happen. Now, notice they put what looks like a question. They didn't. They put a question mark incorrectly there. They made a grammar mistake or a punctuation mistake. It wasn't a question, so do not use rhetorical questions. They did not. They made it look like they did, but they didn't absolutely use a rhetorical question. It is a statement there. If not, a poor president could be elected, and then who knows what bad things could happen, period. With the popular vote, more people will be heard, and they will better take part in this country's government, leading to a better nation. Perfect summarization. The one thing they didn't do is bridge, but it kind of did bridge because, again, the whole article is really about voting and elections and about real world topics. So their prompt was very conducive to a bridge at the end. Um, so their kind of restatement of their thesis actually does bridge us back because it's talking about something relevant to our society. And so that bridge kind of exists there naturally. If yours doesn't, if they're having you talk about something very specific, make sure you bridge us out of your essay so it doesn't feel like we're left on a ledge without a next step. But again, theirs works because their topic fit for it. So with the popular vote, more people will be heard, and they will better take part in their country's government, leading to a better nation. They might have put at the end, this is why it's important for you to take the steps to change the system, right? You could have added something like that to the end if you wanted to, but they didn't need to. It was equally as effective without it. So, conclusion, remember, restate that thesis, restate that claim. They also included their points in there, right? More people will be heard, people will take part. And that overall summarizes the arguments that they made above. So make sure your conclusion does all those things as well. Just a note, while we're on the conclusion, yes, they made a grammar mistake, but remember, in that row of the rubric, the conventions row, you can make minor mistakes as long as they're not consistent and they don't detract from the argument. So that simple misplacement of one punctuation one time is not going to change your score, just like it didn't change theirs. They still got the full 2 on the conventions row. So keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be as close to it as possible. So don't make the silly mistakes. And if you do, and it happens once, it's not going to destroy your essay and your score. So hope these videos helped. Take the time now to complete the folder for conclusions to make sure you understood them. And that is all. And hopefully you succeed on tomorrow's FSA rights for those that are taking it. And those that are not, hopefully you succeed in writing better essays in the future. Thank you, and see you in class.